Local 12. He was in Columbus earlier today to check out the situation in that city. Obviously, there as well, there's a clash happening between protesters and police.
By the way, Columbus police had to use pepper spray on the crowds. They also arrested people at a large protest at the State House. David Winter, as we said, was there. This is what he saw in Columbus.
Protesters at the State House gasping for breath as they try to wash tear gas from their eyes. Police making arrests. At least one policeman injured as they try to disperse the crowd. Just an hour earlier, just a block away, a very different vibe from a gathering of clergy and followers of all different denominations.
And so we are here to offer solidarity and lament.
These are movements led by people of color, but they need to know that I support them.
People are being killed by police, and if the church doesn't have anything to say about that, then I don't know why we're in business at all.
If you can't march, do something. And this is the time to take a stand.
Around the corner from the clergy protest, they're cleaning up at PNC Bank, victim of the unrest here last night. But one of the people who was at the clergy protest this morning said, if this upsets you, you don't get it.
If you feel like breaking a few of these raggedy windows is a bigger issue than police killing people that look like me, my sons, my neighbors, my friends, you ain't riding with me.
That anger echoing through Capitol Square loud and clear as many show the time to be silent is over.
Who do you protect? Who do you serve? Who do you protect? Who do you serve?
In Columbus, David Winter, Local 12 News.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine did call on the National Guard and the Ohio State Highway Patrol to keep peace in Columbus tonight. And the mayor also implemented a curfew-wide in that city from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m.
Following a second night of unrest in Louisville, Governor Andy Beshear is also calling on the National Guard. Approximately 350 Kentucky Guardsmen arrived this afternoon. Beshear says the move is a step to ensure the safety of everybody and to help keep the peace. Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher says he would also implement a dusk to dawn curfew for future protests.
Rubber bullets, it's okay. It's those pepper bullets. They just shot me in the shin. At us, like directly at us. Why? I don't know. We are behind their line.
That's a news crew. Louisville police are apologizing after they fired what appear to be pepper balls at that news crew during a live television broadcast. The crew was covering the second night of protests over George Floyd, but also the death of Breonna Taylor. She was the black woman killed by police in her home in March in Louisville.
All right, we're going to check in now with Alexa Hellwig. She's out in the Vine Street area. Alexa, tell us exactly where you're at and what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, we are on Vine Street. We're walking down this way. As you can see, these cars. I just saw maybe 3 or 4 police cars with their sirens on, their lights on, heading down this way of Vine Street. And as I'm walking down, I'm talking to some people and asking if protesters are down this way. And I'm hearing yes, so we are going to keep making our way down this way because last night this was a major area where the protesters, where things turned violent. As you can see around me, a lot of these areas and these businesses are boarded up. And here comes an ambulance going down the street. This is Vine Street. So we're gonna north on Vine. Yeah, it seems like we're seeing lights. If we can zoom down and show some of those lights and those sirens. But right now we're going to make our way down this way and down north on Vine and see what we can find out for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, she is at the corner. If you know where Lackman is, that is on her left-hand side, and she's walking down the right side of Vine Street. So that's a popular spot for a lot of folks, especially because of all the bars and restaurants in that area. Right now, we see a lot of cars.
Yeah, through the trees especially, you can see a lot of lights. It's about 3 or 4 blocks from where Alexa is. There appears to be something that is going on there. We don't know if it's related. We're having Alexa get the very latest on that.
Yeah, and we are also monitoring the situation that's developing outside the Hamilton County Justice Center. David Winter, we saw him out there earlier. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office is surrounding kind of that building because last night the Justice Center had windows broken out of it as well. So I think obviously there's a bigger police presence around that building. And then Kyle Inskeep has been live for us tonight too in front of District 1.
We have crews across the city just checking on what is happening. So far, it appears the big incident happening between 8 and 9 o'clock, dealt with in about 15 minutes by police. Crowd dispersed. We watched them move through the Vine Street area, and it appeared they were making their way to their cars.
Yeah, the tactic Cincinnati police, from our vantage point, probably used was to try and break up the crowd before the 10 o'clock curfew hit, because we saw their kind of reaction to the crowd shortly after 9 o'clock. And since really 9 o'clock, everyone's been on the move trying to kind of disperse everyone and push the crowds back.
And one of our reporters that's been mobile tonight watching everything develop after the initial incident at the police station is David Winter. David is continuing to check on everything around downtown. David, where are you right now and what are you seeing?
Now, right now we're at Main and Central, and you know, right now it just seems like more than anything else, there are people joyriding around just looking to see if they can see something that has happened. You can hear them going right behind me right now. But there is nothing going on here right now. We did hear about a hot spot, and that's where we're about to head as soon as we get back to our car. Definitely have been putting the steps in tonight, but the sheriffs are still standing by. You can see the lights off in the distance over by the Justice Center, and we are seeing absolutely no people whatsoever, but you can in the distance, if you can hear it, you can hear the honking and the screaming, and that is definitely where you'll find a group of people that'll be holding up signs, and then the cars will be honking. It sounds chaotic, but it's really not.
I've also noticed, David, that some of the cars have the signs that we saw, similar signs at least to what we saw the individuals holding. Are you seeing people driving by with the signs out of their car?
Yeah, every now and then. You know, I think that what happened was when people dispersed, they definitely went and they found their cars. My photographer, Adam Robbins, saw a huge contingent of cars that got on the freeway over by the 471, and he said, you know, I think a lot of the people that were here came in from out of town. I think that that's actually not a bad thought. When I was up in Columbus earlier today, there were a lot of people from as far as Zanesville and Indianapolis who were in Columbus. So I think people are looking for places to express their anger, express their First Amendment right to say how upset they are about what has happened in recent days. And so I'd say a fair number of people that were here tonight were not necessarily people from Cincinnati or the Cincinnati area.
That's interesting. It's very interesting to hear that others are coming in. Not surprising.
Right. And I'm seeing on social media right now that that group of protesters, when we checked in with Alexa Hellwig, we saw them moving up Vine Street north, and they're heading towards UC and possibly the Uptown area.
Well, we have seen the police moving. We did see a hint of something happening.
Right.
But so far, from that initial incident at police headquarters, at least, where there were items being thrown at police. Police responded with the pepper spray and with rubber bullets, dispersing the crowd. Then another confrontation just about a block away in a parking area. Outside of that, we haven't seen anything that has erupted nowhere near what we saw last night.
Right, but I also want to point out that last night things didn't turn really, really chaotic and violent until 11:30. So Hopefully they stay safe tonight. We are not going anywhere. We're going to say goodbye to our audience on Star 64, but we'll see you over on Local 12.